This is the History of Portugal podcast with Brian Kirk.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Brian Kirk with Eat to My Own Beat, taking the road less traveled. Just want to apologize for the fact we have not done an episode of the History of Portugal in some time. Things have come up, and there's been other things on the track and whatnot. So we're going to continue with episode 89. They're only going to come out on Fridays now. I've had some other projects on the go, so we're just going to pare it down to one episode a week every Friday, and we'll continue on like that. There should be episodes while I'm away. I did say that I was going to do episodes last time when I was away, but I never got to them. Busy editing videos for the travels that we were doing. I'm still doing the videos for travels that we were doing. So you'll notice on the YouTube channel there are some images that take place that are relevant to the podcast, so you'll be able to see them on the YouTube channel. If you like the way we're doing the podcast, please comment, subscribe, and continue to listen and watch. So we're going to continue with episode 89, The Aftermath and Consequences. The Iberian Peninsula was the westernmost tip of the Umayyad Caliphate of Damascus and was under the rule of the governor Ifriqiya. In 720, the Caliph even considered abandoning this territory. The conquest was followed by a period of several hundred years during which most of the Iberian Peninsula was known as Al-Andalus, dominated by Muslim rulers. Only a handful of new small Christian realms managed to reassert their authority across the faraway mountainous north of the peninsula. In 756, Abd al-Rahman I, a survivor of the recently overthrown Umayyad dynasty, landed in Al-Andalus and seized power in the Cordoba and Seville, and proclaimed himself Emir of Malik. Removing any mentions of the Abbasid Caliphates from the Friday prayers, in the wake of these events, southern Iberia became de jure and de facto independent from Abbasid Caliphate. Although this was not accepted outside Al-Andalus and those North African territories with which it was affiliated, Abd al-Rahman, and especially his successors, considered that they were the legitimate continuation of the Umayyad Caliphate, i.e., that their rule was more legitimate than that of the Abbasids. It seems that Abd al-Rahman never considered establishing a separate principality. During the unification of Al-Andalus, in the reign of Abd al-Rahman before his death in 788, Al-Andalus underwent centralization and slow but steady homogenization. The autonomous status of many towns and regions negotiated in the first years of the conquest was reversed by 778. In some cases, much earlier. Pamplona by 742, for example. The Hispanic Church, based in Toledo, whose status remained largely undiminished under the new rulers, fell out of the Roman Church during the adoptionist controversy, late 8th century. Rome relied on its alliance with Charlemagne in war with the Cordovan emirs, to defend its political authority and possessions. It went on to recognize the northern Asturian Principality, Galicia, as a kingdom apart from the Cordova and Alfonso II as king. The population of Al-Andalus, especially local nobles who aspired to share its power, began to embrace Islam and Arabic languages. However, the majority of the population remained Christian, using the Mozarabic rite, and Latin Mozarabic remained the principal language until the 11th century. Historian Jessica Koop of the University of Nebraska argues that the pre-modern Islamic conquest was unlike Christianization because the latter was imposed on everyone as a part of negotiated surrender, and thus lacked the element of personal conviction that the modern ideas about religious faith would require, which conquest of Dar al-Harb was not motivated by the goal of converting the population to Islam, but by the belief that everyone was better off under Islamic rule. Abd al-Rahman I founded an independent dynasty that survived until the 11th century. That line was succeeded by a variety of short and small emirates, unable to stop the push of the expanded northern Christian kingdoms. The Almoravids from 1086 to 1094 and the Almohads from 1146 and 1173 occupied Al-Andalus next, and the Marinids in 1269, but that could not prevent the fragmentation of the Muslim-ruled territory. The last Muslim emirate, Granada, was defeated by the armies of Castile, the successor to Asturias, and Aragon under Isabella and Ferdinand in 1492. The last waves of Spaniards and Muslim descent took place in 1614. So until next time, keep eating to your own beat, take the road less traveled, and have a great day.